Hello, my name is Batool Fatima and I am a software developer. Building creative, user-friendly software is something that I'm passionate about. I started my journey by mastering the fundamentals of the front-end development technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Throughout my learning journey, I always look for the opportunities to work on real-world projects. The project that I'm presenting today is also a real-world project. In terms of my professional goals, I strive to continuously grow as a software developer. I'm particularly interested in web development, where I aim to deepen my expertise and contribute to the development of amazing websites. I value the significance of user interface and user experience, so I try my best to make the website design as responsive and as user-friendly as possible. So moving forward towards the project I am going to be presenting today. So the name of the project is Tectrotics, and moving towards what Tectrotic is. So the Tectrotic is a website doing online courses, which offers a lot of courses at free of cost. It is a broad collection of courses and contain different categories like web designing, development, marketing, business, etc. Okay, so it does have a section called featured courses. It includes the most famous courses available in the website. Those are the popular and the famous ones, and they also provide certification in the end. Okay, so moving towards the primary goal. The primary goal of this website is, first of all, making the courses, making the education, making the information available through the internet, so anyone can access that information, can do the course without any restrictions, and they can do it from anywhere and anytime. And by considering the user end perspective, I try to make the website as user friendly as possible by displaying the information clearly and in a very arranged manner, so that no one gets stuck into anything and can find whatever they're looking for, whatever courses and whatever information they're looking for. And on the side of the technology, I used HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to build this website. Okay, so here is a snapshot of the mobile version and the desktop version. We are going to view it in detail in a while. So now I would like to move forward towards my directory. Okay, so here is my directory, main directory of my project. Here you can see I have few folders and few files. First of all, this is a GitHub folder, which contains the configuration of my linters. I am using linters in my project. And few files from here like this one, style lint RC, and some others. Hint RC are the files for the configuration of the linters. I use linters for the best HTML, CSS, and JavaScript practices. Okay, so after that, we have a folder assets. I use this folder to contain all of the assets, all of the images that I am using in this website. So it is in a single folder where I can access all of it. And I have created a public folder which includes all the public pages that will be displayed to the user, which include my about page and my index page. And moving forward, we have a source folder. This folder contains all of my styling and my JavaScript. So there's two JavaScript files for the featured courses and the navbar interactions, and the style file for the styling of the website. Okay, and yeah, I do have a get ignore file to ignore some of the files that are not necessary to be tracked. And I have my MIT license and the README file for the brief introduction of this website and how to use this project.
So coming towards the end product, this is the website that I created. It's the desktop version, and we can also see the mobile version as well. And before that, I want to show you the requirements. Here is a requirement. We need to create two pages, home page and about page, and we have to make them responsive on these two sizes. So let me check the pages first. So this is our website, and it's the index page. Sorry, about page. You can go to the next page from here. So it is the index page of the website, and here is the about page. So we do have two pages of the website. After that, we need to apply some media queries. So here is my style.css, where you can see I have a media query for minimum that's 768. And I have used mobile first, of course, so I do have CSS for the mobile. So here are the breakpoints that I have applied to media query. And after that, we have a requirement of the interactions. Like the homepage should have a link to the menu, about page, and the logo and the header links to the homepage. So let me check the links. So here the logo is linking towards the index page as expected. And the about is taking us to the about page. So the links are working fine. After that, we have a requirement for the mobile menu that our mobile menu, when user click the hamburger button, the mobile menu appears to the page. So for doing that, we have to go to the mobile version. Here you can see we have a hamburger. When I click it, the menu appears, and when I press pause, the menu appears. So this is working as expected. After that, we have dynamic page requirement where I have to create the feature courses dynamically, which I have created. So let me see the feature courses. So here we have a section called feature courses. Here you can see it is created dynamically through JavaScript. Here I have feature courses part. Here you can see here is the courses, and it is an array which contain all of the featured courses, and then we are creating the main div, the raw column for the image, creating the assets, and all of these things, and creating the bulk HTML dynamically using the JavaScript. So this requirement was okay. So now coming towards the actual design, let's start from the desktop version. I have copied the Behance of Lindsay, Cindy to copy my website. Here I have copied this design. Here you can see we have the nav bar, we have the top bar, and we have a header. Similarly, in my desktop version, we have a top bar, we have a header. And after that, we have main courses, just like we have main programs for it. That we have featured speaker, but according to my design, it is featured courses, which contain viewing courses. After that, there is partner, where I have added up my partners, and then the footer, of course. So this is the desktop version of the index page. Now I'm going towards the about page. Here is the about page of the actual design, and here is the about page, my about page. So again, we have a top bar, we have a nav bar, we have a header. So we have a top bar, we have a nav bar, we have a header. After that, we have a section which contains the logo. And here we also have a section with the logo. After that, we have a past, something regarding the past section, which and then of course the footer. So in my design, I also have this header, and then after this we have this section, the logo section, and after that we have this past highlight section, which is right here, and then the footer, of course. So here's the footer. Now coming back to the mobile versions. So here we can see the mobile version of Contact Us. So again, we have a heading, we have the header section, and we have this heading, we have the header section. After that, we again have the logo section. After that, the past section, and then the partner and the footer. The partner and the so now coming towards the index page design for the mobile version. Here is the index page design of the mobile version of the design that I copied, the main design. So there's again, we have a header, we have main program, and then we have a button, then we have feature speaker with the more button. So coming towards my I have a header, I have hamburger as I should, then my name courses, and then this button, right, just like that. And then the featured courses, where I have this more button, just like in the design. And click it, I can see the more courses. And then again, the partner section and the footer section. So coming towards the responsiveness, as I told before, this is responsive website on all screen sizes. It is very important to make your website responsive on all screen sizes because it shows that it could be displayed correctly in all the devices. Like you can see there are a lot of devices you can test it on, and there are a lot of devices for which we have to make our website responsive so everyone can access the website easily and see the content correctly. So I made this responsive by using media queries, as I mentioned before, and also Bootstrap. So here you can see on the mobile screens, extra small, the small screen, then the tablet version, and then the large screen version. We also have the same thing about the route page. We also have the large version, then the tablet version, of course, and then the small version for the mobiles. So, yeah, all of it. So how this all is working? This is working with the help of Bootstrap. If I show you my code, here you can see in my index, I have used different columns. I have used Bootstrap columns. So you basically just try to divide your screen into 12 columns, and it has 3 good ones: medium, large, and small. So here you can see I have given 6 columns on the medium screen to this div, and 6 columns to the larger screen to this div, and I have given 10 columns for the small screen. In this way, the whole divs, the whole structure, the whole website is being responsive by dividing the column according to the div. So yeah, this is the main final product that I built, and which is all of the skills. My skills is the HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap, as I mentioned before. Okay, now, so moving towards the technical part, I am going to discuss about the HTML best practices and why should you use it. So HTML best practices are the few things that you need to consider while writing the HTML code. And they are recommended because it can avoid a lot of possible issues, errors in the browsers. Also, it makes your code a lot cleaner, and it increases the readability of the code. So it is always recommended to use HTML best practices whenever you are designing a website. Here I have my code, a piece of my code, which is the main courses section. Here you can see I have created multiple rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have created few rows, and you can see I have provided some of the indentation and some of the spaces between some piece of code, which will make it easier for me to follow through the rows. I can easily understand that there is my one row, then I have a space, then the second row, and I have a space, then the third row, then I have a space. Similarly, if you see there, I have spaces between the 2 rows right here, and similarly right here. So what it does, it makes my code a lot cleaner and readable as compared to if I don't, I provide maybe more than one space or don't provide space at all. Okay, so other thing is the class. While writing the class, you should always use only single, only an equal to and no space around it. So you can see everywhere I've used equal to only, no space around it. Also, everything should be in the small letters, like the name of the tags, and every tag should be closed, like I have closed all of my tags. So every opening tag must have a close tag, and everything should be the tag name, the class name should be in these small letters, as you can see in 750 code. So these are the few tips that you need to consider while you are coding, just to increase the code readability and to make your code cleaner and to do the best coding practices. Now I am going to tell you about the CSS background. So in my project, as you can see, I have applied the background somewhere like in the header and in these two divs, and also in my main page. Here you can see I have background images in my headers. So usually we use background images to enhance the look of our website, to make our website more good looking and more user friendly and nice looking. That's why these are the background. So now let me show you the code of this background. Here you can see I have header, and then I have a background image with a value of URL, and here I have given the image which is inside of my directory, inside of my project directory. And again, you can see I have given a background size cover. So what will this do? This will make the background cover all the div, which is applied to, like it will be applied on the header as a cover. So it doesn't matter what is the width of the header or height of the header, this background is going to cover all. So this is what it is doing. Also, I have background here too in my main courses. So it is applying in the same manner, but I do have something different in the background like this one. Here you can see, let me show it in my project first. Here you can see I have a background with an overlay. So whenever you want to add a background with an overlay, you use something like this. You will create a background, then linear gradient, because I have added a linear gradient. That's why we have to add linear gradient first. Then I have provided the value for the gradient, then comma, and then I've provided the URL. So it is doing the same thing, but the one more thing that is added into it is this linear gradient that is being added. Here you can see there is a background image, and then there is a linear gradient. So this is how I applied background into my websites, into the all pages, the index and the about pages. All of them are being applied in the same manner. Few of them are with the linear gradient, and some of them are directly as a background images. Okay, now I will explain the JavaScript event listener. So here you can see I have some code of JavaScript. Let me show you the working first. So here is this toggle icon. When I click it, you see there is a menu which is appearing, and when I close, it is closing down. So basically, this effect is being created with the help of JavaScript. It is increasing the user experience, enhancing the user experience, and making my website look more user friendly and elegant. So this is the benefit of using one-click listener. You can add dynamic movements and dynamic things to your websites. So going towards the code, here you can see I have a toggle icon and I have a cross icon. So now through JavaScript, I have selected my toggle and my cancel icon. Here you can see I have used cat element by ID toggle icon. And here you can see I have toggle icon right here. And then I have a cancel icon given the ID cancel. So here I have selected my toggle icon, then my cancel icon with the help of the ID. Then I have added toggle icon dot adding a listener. I have used click listener, and then on this click, this function is going to be triggered. So whenever I am clicking that toggle icon right here, this event is being called. So this event is basically cancel.slider.display block, because when I click it, you can see the cancel button is appearing. When I click the cancel button, only toggle is appearing. So basically, I have made a styles block on the click. Then toggle icon style I made none. That's why toggle is not showing when I click on it. Then I have added two classes. For one for the width and height and one for the alignment. And then I have made the body overflow heading so that when you click on the image, the body won't be scrolled, only the menu is scrolled. So in this way, the add even listener is working in here, and in the same manner in the cancel button as well. So this is how usually in JavaScript we use adding a listener for giving the dynamic look and for giving some dynamic elements to the website. So now I'll be discussing about the linters, what are linters and why they're important. So the linters are two which help you to analyze your code, your source code. It could be HTML, it could be JavaScript, and it could be CSS if they are also available for other languages as well. So basically, what they do, they find out the errors from your code, the bugs from your code, maybe in the naming convention, about these extra spacing that you have been doing, and maybe about the syntax error that you may have. So it point out those errors and help you to get to remove those errors so that you can focus more on towards your code, your logic, rather than creating the creating the errors, or rather than focusing on the debugging that much. So it makes your code look cleaner. Like as you can see here, I have used linters, JavaScript linters here. So you can see my code looks a lot cleaner. Its readability has been increased. So this is the benefit of linters. It increases your readability. It increases your productivity. It makes your code look cleaner. It's written like it is written by one person in a very using very best practices in JavaScript. So this is the benefit of it. So here you can see I have used an arrow function, which is the best practice for calling the click add even listener. But if I try to use function here, which is again valid thing, but the linter will ask me to use the arrow function because it is the more appropriate way of calling this function. So yeah, in this way you can easily apply your linters and can easily apply all the best practices in your code. Your code will be much cleaner and much nicer than before. So this was one of the changes that linters made me do, which is a good thing because it is asking me to use all the accurate and the best practices as possible to make my code look cleaner and nicer. So I can focus more towards the logic instead of worrying about the syntax and the errors. Now coming towards my README file. So this is the README file of my project, aquatics project. Here you can see I have made a title of the project, and I have created a nav, a brief nav, where you can easily get to the required section, like about the project, getting started, and all of this. So what is the importance of README file? So README file plays a vital role into the project because with this file, you are able to know about the project, what is this project about and what is this project basically doing. So all of these information are given inside of the README file. And if someone wants to use my project, there he or she can learn about the project and then learn about the technologies that I use, can see the demo link so that he will be able to know what the project is doing. Then prerequisites, the prerequisite, like what to do before cloning my project, then how to set up my project, how to install this, how to run test. So all of these things, all of the instructions are given in a DAP, which is a very good way of creating a README file. Your README file should represent all the code, all of the processes, all of the things about your project, like your basic introduction of your project, how to initialize your project, how to download your project, how to use it. And so as you can see, I have made an app where everything is described, getting started, how to install this, and how to use it, how to run tests. And also your README file should always contain the author of the repo, so the person who has created this repo exactly. And also about the contributing and show your support and acknowledgement. Like I have copied this template from the Cindy. So I have Cindy, I have acknowledged Cindy Shin for that. And then of course, project should be there as well. So I think this is a good example of a good README file, which include all of the required links and all of the required information. So if someone is coming towards my project, he or she will know what this project is about, built with, technology that are being used, key features of this project, then the demo, then how to use this project, as well as the authors and more changes coming up, then the contributions, support, acknowledgement, everything that is related to this project will be available right here, and he or she can find it easily. So now we will be discussing a JavaScript challenge, which is sum all or Fibonacci numbers. Let me go through the problem statement. Given a positive integer num, return the sum of all or Fibonacci numbers that are less than or equal to the number. The first two numbers in the Fibonacci sequence are 1 and 1. Every additional number in the sequence is the sum of two previous numbers. Okay, so what we have to do, we are provided with a input, which is num, a positive integer, and we have to return a sum of all our Fibonacci numbers. So the output should be a sum, which is also going to be the positive integer. So let's dive into it. So let's try plan out and write a pseudocode for it. For the sequence, we need to initialize an array of sequence. Then we have to analyze a sum, which will be returned. After that, we will have to run loop to create the numbers in the sequence. So loop will be created. Then if our number which we are creating becomes greater than the num, the original input that we are getting, we should break out the loop because we don't need any number which is greater than our input. After that, we have to add a sum. So for doing that, we can do something like take modulus with 2 of the number. If modulus is not equals to 2, which means the number is odd, we can add it into sum. Add number into sum. So yeah, this is the basic things that we are going to code. Now let's dive into the coding. Here I first have to initialize the array. I can say something like array sequence. I'm naming it sequence equals to, and I am initializing it by 1, 1 because we know the first two elements are 1 and 1. After that, I have to initialize sum, which is going to be 2 at this point because 1 and 1 are the odd numbers and their sum would be equal to 2. So after that, we have to run a loop. I am choosing the while loop because it will do the job more efficiently. And I'm providing the condition true because we are going to break out of the loop when this condition is met. So I will write break inside of this if condition. So first of all, we need to create the terms, the number. I can say something like next, which would be the next number in the sequence. And I can create it like sequence. Then sequence dot length, which is a function which will return the length of the array. And I can write something like -1. So why I'm writing -1? Because the array starts from 0 and the length is starting from 1. So we have to -1 to index the last element. And now after indexing the last element, we have to reference the second last element. We can do this by, again, taking the length and subtracting 2 from it because now it is the second last element. Now we have to run a if condition to check if our condition is met or not, like if next is greater than now, which means now the number is becoming greater. So we don't need that number which is greater than our input, so we will break out. But if it is not the case, the number is smaller than our input, then we have to add it to our sequence. We can write something like sequence dot push to push the number inside, and we can write next. Okay, so here we are adding the number to the array. After that, we have to check the modulus of the number. We can write something like if next modulus 2 is not equals to 0, which means that the number is odd, then we will add it to the sum because we need the sum of odd numbers in our. And in the end, we have to return. The output should be sum. So we will return sum like this. So we don't need this right now. So this is the code. So now we are going to copy the code. Here we have the code and we have to paste it in the online compiler. And then we will run. And if I provide 10, it will give me the 10. If I provide 2, it will give me the 2 because less than 2 is 2, the sum of the odd numbers. And if I provide 19, it will give me the 23. So this code is working fine, and this is how you will solve this problem. Okay, so coming towards the bigger notation, the time complexity. So here, loop will run until next reaches the number. So the loop will run until the next reaches our number, our input. So the complexity would be in bigger notation should be O of n, big O of n, which means where n represents the number of times the loop is running, and the number of time runs will depend on the input. So this is the solution for the sum of odd Fibonacci number.
Okay, now coming towards the soft skills. So this is a master email that I dropped. So I can say that this is a professional way. For doing that, we first need to know what is message. So for professional message, you write a friendly opening, friendly closing, two thanks twice, and then a follow-up, 1 or 2 dots. So here you can see I have given friendly, then the friendly closing, and then in between we have discussed 2 topics that I had yesterday. So there is the linked list one and the bigger notation and some of the notes as well. And I have typed it again and edit my message professionally because it contains all points, the topics, the thanks, and the friendly closing and opening and reminder the thanks again. So I think this is a very professional message, and you should use such message for representing and for following up or thanking your colleague or your partner. Now, coming towards the soft skills that help me to learn independently, I find 3 soft skills that help me a lot during any problem that I'm being stuck or anything that I need to learn. First, the self motivation, definitely, which is the most important one, that you have to be self motivated in order to get things done. If you lose motivation, you won't be able to do the things that you already know. So it's very impossible to learn without the self motivation. Then the research skill. Being a programmer, the main skills that you need to learn is the programming, searching skills, how to search your errors, how to search the new thing that you want to learn. So searching on Google, YouTube, and every Stack Overflow, everything else is a very important skill to learn. Also the problem solving skills. You should have a skill to combine different solutions you find out online, or maybe you ask from your friend or fellow man or your peer. You should know how to use it. You should have those skills, like you have to create, you have to practice those algorithmic skills, or you can say the problem solving skills that you will apply on the problem in order to solve it. So I think these 3 are the major skills that help me through my independent learning, and that could be very helpful for anyone who is trying to learn independently.